What's poppin', y'all? This is your host, BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, to Butler Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here to share, subscribe as well. Let's get it poppin'. All right, so on my way to the game, got some time to talk to y'all, man. I know I ain't done one of these in a minute. Car combos with B Jizzle is back in effect. Got all these different things I'm, producing with content. I kind of forget some of the series that I'm doing, so I gotta get back to the car combos, because I know that y'all like that. But on my way to the Clippers-Celtic game, you know what I mean? So I got some time to, chop it up with y'all. I ain't touched on this since the news really broke over the last few weeks. And that's surrounding Miami Heat star forward Jimmy Butler. And the reason I ain't touched on it is because I have tried to, reserve my opinion until I got as much information as I could. So I took, regular routine, researching routinely, listening and, hearing different interviews and, listening to my man Big Tone, listen to my uncle Big Tone about his content. That's really more so where I've been getting some of my information too from him, because he's a Miami Heat content creator, the best on YouTube. Go follow my man Big Tone Sports Open Talk. But I ain't really had a chance to talk about Jimmy Butler. So the recent news today is that the Miami Heat are looking to suspend him for 2 more games, failure to, missing the team flight. Now, rewind, just a couple weeks ago, they suspended him for 7 games for reasons such as being a disruptors to the team and just basically his comments following a loss to the, I don't know who they played, but they got pretty much beat pretty bad. That game, he got suspended the first time after. And he said, he don't know if he can find his joy back here in Miami. So it's a lot to unpack. So let me start from here. How did we get to this point with Jimmy Butler wanting to be off the Miami Heat? If you recall, a few years ago when he first got to the Miami Heat, after the first couple years, or first year or so, he said he was not looking to leave Miami. He said Miami is going to be a place he wants to stay for the rest of his career. Why is that important? Because this is Jimmy Butler's 4th stop. Chicago, Minnesota, Philadelphia, now Miami. And it looks like it's going to be another breakup with Miami as well, because it's the 2nd time. Trade deadline is about to come up where you can trade players within the next month or so. And it looks like Jimmy Butler is, if it's not him, it's the organization. They are not on the same playing field. Now, the game Jimmy Butler came back against was the Denver Nuggets. They lost that game about a few days ago, about a week ago. And I listened to the post game. Like I tell you, I listened to a lot of these post game interviews. And the way his whole aura was, they were asking him questions about, where you guys in the organization are at and things of that nature. And every question he was answered was, giving like a brief response with a little bit of a smile. Just give like a little bit of a smile on top of that. They asked him, okay, what is your feelings towards, the Miami organization? He said, no comment. He talks about, one day the truth is going to be truly revealed. Also, he talks about the teammates. He doesn't have a problem with his teammates. Those are his, friends. So that only leaves the organization to be, he has a problem with, Mickey Harrison and Pat Riley, of course. But as far as his teammates and, I'm guessing Eric Spoelstra, their coach, he ain't got no beef with them. So that tells me that Pat Riley, according to the reports that Shams put out, Jimmy Butler, right before they came back from the road trip, I'm talking about the Miami Heat, had a meeting with Pat Riley, and according to Shams, who's been pretty spot on with everything regarding the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler wanting to trade, Jimmy Butler being suspended, yada, 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 he's been on point. So I'm going to take this point that he said as well. He told Pat Riley to his face, I want out. I want out of Miami. I want to be traded. Now, Jimmy is going to tell you in an interview a few days ago that no one asked him what he wanted. No one told him, no one asked, okay, they're hearing all these different stories, but nobody knows what he wanted. You know, talking about how everybody has a story and everybody's gonna, you know, put something together, yada, yada, yada. Now, Jimmy is one of the most expressive people, if not one of the most expressive people in the NBA. He's gonna say what he said, say what he means. He's done it on many different occasions with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The whole practice incident where, you know, he called the players out for being soft. He told the management that you guys need to pay me because I'm that guy, I'm him. Jeff Teague putting out that practice historic story. You know, he has no problem telling, you know, what's on his mind. You look at the Philadelphia 76ers. If you go to the podcast that he had with JJ Redick, and Jimmy Butler told his story of what happened in Philadelphia was basically they knew nobody was in charge. As you fast forward, which is kind of crazy with Philadelphia, it's somewhat true what he was saying, because you see them in turmoil right now. I'm gonna make a video about the Sixers in a minute here soon, because there's a lot of stuff I got to distinguish about them. But Jimmy Butler left Philadelphia not because of the city or, you know, his teammates. It's because the organization he didn't have no type of order there. He felt that the first time he even went into a film session, like he didn't know who was in charge. And then you go to Miami, a team that you finally think has his blueprint, hard working, blue collar. They come to work every single day. You know, he actually fell in love with this organization, and then all of a sudden takes a turn. So what happened last year? Pat Riley, who is the president of the Miami Heat, the big dog, the big guy down there in Miami, he called out Jimmy Butler for speaking in the playoffs against the Boston Celtics when Jimmy Butler said, if I was on the court, we would have won. That's where the turn of events hit. That's where my Uncle Big Tone said, that's where everything hit. It wasn't about no money, not about no contract. It's looking like that is true. Because according to what Jimmy Butler is looking for, he's looking for a 2-year extension with Miami. That's all he's looking for. He's not looking for a huge deal. Based off of his actions and what Jimmy Butler is doing right now, I can only agree with Unc and talking about this is something that Pat Riley said from last season. Because once again, this is the same guy that said he was not going to ever leave Miami. That Miami means a lot to him. He seems to be happy off the court, right? But he wants to find his joy back on the court. So the problem is within the organization, not the city of Miami itself. Very similar to Philadelphia, very similar. Well, I can't say Minnesota, but Philadelphia, he'd have a problem with the team or the city. He wants to actually stay. The whole Tobias Harris over me line is a real thing. You basically chose Tobias Harris over me. So it's a pattern with him when he doesn't feel appreciated, and I'm just going by what I see. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the NBA on the court because he plays both ways and he plays with his heart on his sleeve. However, there's a pattern with him. If he doesn't feel appreciated, or if he feels like he's getting if you basically, it stems back from his childhood where if he doesn't feel appreciated and if he doesn't feel like, you know, somebody that he looked to as, you know, a friend or a confidant, and his own words stabs him in the back or says something to him that, you know, he doesn't really approve of, it's a trigger for him. You saw that with the Sixers, with Tobias Harris. You saw that with the Minnesota Timberwolves when they basically chose Karl Anthony Towns over him, right? Andrew Wiggins. And then you look at the Miami Heat, Pat Riley telling Jimmy Butler to, you know, keep your mouth shut. When in reality, the last 4 seasons, he's actually elevated Miami Heat to levels they ain't been in since Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh era with less help. Beating teams like the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Milwaukee Bucks. He's beaten every single team in the playoffs. Any big, you know, big shot team with less help. And what he said, if I was on the court, we would have won. Well, that's a true statement. I mean, you can't really argue that. Even if it didn't happen, he's already proved he's done it. But we know Pat Riley is very old school. No one's above the team. You guys know that LeBron James, you know, and Dwayne Wade, they, you know, he didn't even let them get a spot in that seat. Very old school Pat Riley. He's about hierarchy. You know, there was a video that I was listening to a few days ago with Tim Hardaway. Y'all know who Tim Hardaway is. He's a former Miami Heat player, right? He came out and spoke last year saying Pat Riley was tired of Jimmy Butler. Now, that went over a lot of people's heads because if you look at it, the comment that Pat Riley made was the fire that got put out to the point where now here we are. But Tim Hardaway said they've been tired of him since last year. So now that it's public now, it's all out in the open. But this has been brewing for quite some time. But anyway, he said that Jimmy Butler doesn't like order. You don't disrespect authority. He's been, you know, disrespecting Pat Riley, and he's not falling in line. So, you know, Tim Hardaway saying that, you know, Pat Riley said that, you know, you're going to play for this contract. You know, you have to, you know, abide by the order and the rules of the organization. You're not over the organization. Jimmy Butler's looking at it like, okay, I've already shown you with less help that y'all never got me, that I can take this team where it needs to be taken to. Yes, we didn't win, but we went to two finals with Bam Adebayo, my second running mate, with guys like Goran Dragic, a young Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent. These are the guys I went to the finals with. And you guys couldn't get me a star, but yet Boston's improving. Milwaukee went on and got Damian Lillard. Philadelphia, you know, they're getting pieces even though they don't have people to actually manage it correctly. Teams are making moves. And here you are sticking to this mindset of let's do things the hard way and let's just keep what we have. And Jimmy Butler's mindset is like he couldn't do it any longer. He's pretty much, like I said, the last 4 seasons has done things for that team that we ain't seen before. So let me just tell y'all this. In my personal opinion, I'm going to leave it at this. Jimmy Butler, who do I blame between him and Pat Riley? I blame Pat Riley for not keeping it behind closed doors, because I feel like if he might have told Jimmy Butler behind closed doors, it would have actually been a better outcome. But since you said it in the open, and since you said it after he did what he did for your organization, that's a trigger for Jimmy Butler. If you go to his past, his childhood, and I'm not trying to get in his business, he had dealt with abandonment. So you can say there's trust issues there, there's abandonment issues there. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's at every stop, there seems to be, anytime he feels slighted or disrespected or something happens where he's not given the, you know, the loyalty that he deserves, it's something that he can't really come back from. It's more than just him being emotional. But in this case, Pat Riley should have kept that behind closed doors, because now you have a guy who's not going to. He may play for you like last year. He played for you for a certain period of time, but when you made it public, that is when that broke the camel's back. Oh, that's how you feel about me? Okay. You see, you guys can do better without me. You don't want to give me my okay. I'm out. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing him rebellion. And when you rebel, and it's something also with Pat Riley, he's trying to push his buttons. With the video, he said that this is how, you know, this is how you treat your employees. We build you up, we don't break you down. Him wearing the Phoenix Suns shoes last night, trolling. He's trying to get under Pat Riley's skin, because in my personal opinion, in an indirect way, he's saying, please let me out of here. So I think at some point they're going to have to let him out of Miami, because you can't continuously run your organization like this. It's messing up with the players. mindset, and it's going to only get worse. So Pat Riley, please go ahead and trade Jimmy Butler, because you're not doing any favors at this point. But I'm on my way to the game, y'all. I'm going to have some post-game coverage for y'all tonight. Going tomorrow. So until next time, pull up, see, pull up, check, pull up. Peace. Out of here like swim well.